Okay, so this is me. Okay, so this is me. It's just a stream for me painting some Warhammer modules. Don't need to shake. I'm painting. I have a list. It's not currently, like, I don't have all the models for it. I don't have all the models painted at all. Because I don't even have all the models for it. But, it's a list. Because, the place I'm at, we have a shop. And we have, like, half casual players and half players who are planning on going to Adepticon and, like, trying to, like, do good. But, so this list is kind of, well, I'm going to tell you the list and tell you what I'm using to proxy it. So basically what it is it's 15 aggressors, 20 hell blasters, 15 scouts with sniper rifles, a captain or lieutenant, it's a captain in Phobos armor and a Primaris lieutenant. The reason it's Primaris lieutenant is because that's the only model I currently have, and I don't feel like making a model for a lieutenant. Number 1, number 2. I don't really care about the extra 3 points. Yeah, 3 points I think it is. You know, it might not be 3 points, it might be like 10 points, but still I don't really care. If you hear that noise, 2 noises that you might hear. And this one, which that is me taking on my paints and shaking it like crazy, because it has a problem. And then one I have YouTube in the background because I can't stand sitting quiet. But yeah, but the list is, I'll show you the models. But then I have Primaris Ancient. I have a auxiliary support detachment for a Smash Captain. If you know what a Smash Captain is, it's a Blood Angels captain with Thunderhammer, jump pack, storm shield, and then you dump all your command points in it to figure out how to make it obliterate knights. It's fun to run. But then I have just so I can have extra CP laying around, I have I have also my Spaceman detachment, not the jump captain, but everything else is a Raven Guards detachment. It's Raven Guards battalion. Reason isn't for the -1 to hit, because I want everything within 12 inches half the time. It's for the aggressors and their ability to what is it? Oh, their ability to shoot twice if they stand still. So the way that the whole timing works, if you don't already know, is I use a stratagem before before the first turn, but before the first player turn begins, but during the, what is it? It's like basically it's in this weird position where you move them, but it doesn't count as moving them for any abilities. And also I know who's going first when I move them. But they get moved 9 inches forwards. I wish it was the old way where I gotta pick them up and drop them back down 9 inches away from my opponent, because then you run the flames, but I run the bolt storm version of it because flames aren't good when you can't be 9 inches away from your opponent. But yeah, it's basically kind of inspired by those guys. But the fun part, and the part I love about the list, and the reason why I run it. Well, no. I'll finish. Is because no matter how badly I'm losing in the game, half the time my opponent has to think of what order and how they want to shoot all my models. Because, of the ancient. If you don't know what an ancient, a lot of people actually call them standard bearers. Because basically what they do is they hold a model with a banner. And what it does is, the whole idea of him, basically all he does is you sit him in the center, you sit him in the center of all your models, and make sure all the models, their space marines, except maybe your scouts, are within range of your aggressors and hellblasters especially. And every time a model is slain, it might even be is destroyed. But the whole point, it basically is worded where when you also roll a 1 on shooting with the hellblaster, you get to fire with your hellblaster a second time. But basically what it does is, when somebody dies, roll a dice, and the normal banner says on a 4+, but I give it the relic banner, so it says on a 3+. They get to fire as if it was the shooting phase, or fight as if it were the fight phase. So what that means is, you basically sit there and you go, shoot at me. And especially if you have a big list and they decide to start shooting at your hellblasters, because it's a lot of tanks, I'm going to still take down a couple of tanks in return, which I love. And we had a shop I go to play. There was a tournament, and it was 2,000 points and it was so people could practice for Adepticon. So you're basically trying to bring your most competitive or whatever list you wanted, but it was meant to be a more competitive scene. So we ran the Adepticon missions. I came in 4th place out of 10 people. Came in 4th place. But I was tying for, but I went, was it 1-1-1? Yeah. I went 1-1-1, so I had beat my first match. I destroyed my opponent my first match, because they were playing orcs. 15 aggressors is good against 4 mobs of 30 boys. I obliterated every single, I basically took out 90 boys on the first turn. But I won that game, and then I tied my second game. Then I lost my second game because he brought quad knights. Like a Castellan, 2 of the punchy knights, and 1 of the punchy and shooty knights to the battle, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But yeah. So I couldn't really do anything against that list. He also brought, no, I'm also not mean, no archers were brought in that battle. It was all big knights. But he also brought like a little battalion of astronaut arm, classic thing you do with knights. But he went first, and I literally took one of his knights and put it on 2 wounds left. And he went first. And this was before I was able to go and take my turn. So it's decent in the game. But yeah, I was not expecting quad knights. Also, the Smash Captain came running in and punched his Knight Castellan for 15 wounds? Yeah, it was crazy. But after that match, I faced one of the guys who was preparing to go to the Adepticon, and he brought a one Castellan, I want to say like a Hellhound, a Scout Sentinel. He basically ran a brigade of Astronaut Arm. He only ran like 1 Scout Sentinel, and he ran mortars, and what was his other heavy support? Oh yeah, his other heavy support was in the back, just like, it was a, can't remember what it was. Oh, jeez, I'm messing up on this arm. But whatever it was, he also brought a Castellan. So whatever, like he brought a couple things, and in that match we tied. And looking back now, I probably should have. I deployed my scouts in my deployment zone. And I probably should have. Because we were playing, probably should have not put him in my deployment zone and put him on one of the objectives. But I didn't. I still would have been able to see all my opponent's force. But in that match, I had him thinking round 2 on what he needed to shoot with his Castellan. He complained that he did not have any good targets for the Castellan, because I didn't have any big tanks or another Castellan. And the thing is, people always tell me that I need something to move the aggressors up the board quicker. Yes, it would be nice to have that, but the thing with that is, but he had, I'm sorry, my TV just caught me up, but he had, yeah, but we, tied that game, and the only reason was because I opened up turn 1, blew 4 units of infantry off the board, 2 shield captains, and a Hellhound. And by the end of his turn, no, I killed 1 shield captain, wounded another, killed a Hellhound, blew away 4 units of infantry, and on his turn, he shot at me, and at the end of his turn, he had an Algren on 1 wound, 2nd shield captain dead, and that might have been it. I think I might have done a couple winches Castellan, but that was basically the whole gist of it. But yeah, I'm saying aggressors are good because of the running them Raven Guard. They only are really good when you have something that lets them stand still. When you have something that lets them stand still and then fire on the turn one, you know. I've only seen them work when you can run them that way. Otherwise, a lot of times I've just seen them flop. Because they... Well, I've even, like, moved them. It's like... I've had them constantly moving and it still works. It's... You just need to get that nice balance between moving and standing still. Moving and standing still. And... and it's just... It's really strong when you're able to sit there and turn one, take half their things that they need off the board. You know, it's just that so nice. Sorry if you hear my fan, I'm just getting really cold in here, and yeah. But yeah, I love the list. I feel like it's missing something, and I haven't quite figured out what yet. But yeah, I just love the list. I don't know what I can do to make the list better. It's really good. The problem is when you have like 4 knights. You know, that's a problem. But yeah, we also had during this event, we had one table that I played on one table. I think I played on 3 separate tables each game. I think I played on... Can't remember what matches I played, but it was just... I love it. I love the list. Yeah, and it's just... It's this thing of... Yeah. Also, I'm going to plug it here, because I'm not going to just plug it in the description, because I'm lazy and I'm not going to worry about writing the description out for any of my videos on this channel, except when I start uploading battle reports. But if you want to go see some cool... It's not Warhammer gaming at all. Nope, there's my phone. Hopefully I'm still recording. Let me check that real quick, because normally my phone doesn't go off when you record using YouTube. Yeah, it still is. Okay. Hi, how you doing? Also, this is try to show it. Try to show it on camera. This is a shirt that is from the Surf Riders Foundation. So, the foundation that I think they help like get kids into surfing and help people like learn how to surf. But I think my dad did this for me a year ago. Was it a year ago? Yeah, it was a year ago. and it's cool. I like it because I also like Surface Foundation because I have a paddleboard, mainly because I'm a big dude. I need that paddleboard. Don't got enough room on anything else other than the paddleboard. But it's a cool thing. But yeah, back to Warhammer. So you probably want to hear about Warhammer if you're watching this video. But yeah, I like the list. I suggest if you have the models. Okay, I was also gonna say, like, I don't know if I said this or not, but I also run like Guitar Battalion just for CP. They have 2 transparent arquebuses in there for the snipers. Also, you can't tell I love snipers because I love the fact that they can just see characters, and especially when you start seeing Space Marines, Golemen, murder Golemen. You don't know this already. The second you see a Goleman hit the table, you murder him. Because Goleman gives so much ability. Thing is, I don't run him because I need Raven Guard to make this list work, I feel. Or give it that little bit more oomph that I can't unless I start running Primaris tanks. I'm just like, why? Why can't I transport? Why can't I just transport things in rhinos for like 2 models worth? You know, can I just please transport models? All I want is to be able to transport my things in a rhino. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Primaris. I'm saying that my list is completely Primaris, but what I'm saying is I don't know how I feel about what it seems like they're doing with Primaris. So, what it seems like they're going to do is, this is kind of my theory. Everyone kind of has their own theory of what's happening. A lot of people are saying that, I don't know, normal Space Marines aren't going away. I believe that they are. I don't necessarily know if we're going to see them go away in 8th edition. I see them going away. I see them not releasing any rules for them and coming out with some lore reason why. 9th edition. Okay? The main reason I say that is because I think they're gonna, I think in this edition what they're probably gonna do, if they're getting rid of Space Marines, I think they are, which kind of annoys me because I need that cheap troop choice, but that's, I guess, doesn't matter. No one cares about cheap troop choices in Space Marines. Same thing as Custodes, I guess. Yeah. And by the way, before anyone starts saying, I am not putting the new guys. I have a couple. Got a Shadow Spear box, but I'm not putting any of them in the list because I don't have the points for the extra things unless I start dropping aggressors, and I'm not allowed to start dropping aggressors to get non-snipers into my list, you know. Yeah, and before anyone else tells me my paints are shitty, I know. But I think they're probably gonna go, and they're probably gonna come up with some more reason in 9th edition and say that, you know, Belsar's Crawl has figured out how to make Primaris easier to build, like easier to use than normal Space Marines. Normal Space Marines have fallen out of use. So all we're gonna see is I think all we're gonna see is probably gonna only see veterans, Terminators, and what other thing? Probably veterans, Terminators, and maybe vehicles, maybe dreadnoughts. I should probably not dreadnoughts because they've already released that. But maybe like Predators might stay. You know what I mean? But like tanks, things like that. But I feel like they're also going to probably then turn around and make Primaris vehicles. Like make a Rhino version for a Primaris vehicle. Make a what's another one? Make a Primaris vehicle, make a Primaris vehicle, make a why am I not thinking today? They're gonna probably make a Primaris vehicle. They're gonna probably make a more Primaris dreadnoughts, more Primaris vehicles. You know, they're probably gonna come up with more non-Hellblaster anti-tank. I feel like Hellblasters are probably gonna be our they're gonna be like our replacements for Devastators. I think between Eliminators and the new things, that's a replacement for Scouts, which I don't like, because part of the point I feel about bringing Scouts is they're cheap. You know, Intercessors are a replacement for Tactical Marines. You know, we already got all the replacements for our HQs, except Tech Marines will probably get very soon. The only thing we don't have replacements for is veterans, which I think that will be I think that's how they're going to keep veterans, though, is they're going to keep veterans, and that's how they're going to keep the promise to us that they're not getting rid of normal Space Marines. And then they're probably going to get rid of what was the other one? That and they were basically probably get a Primaris replacement for Terminators, for probably not veterans. We're probably gonna get a Primaris version of veterans, yes. But I think that's how they're going to keep their promise that they're not getting rid of it, is they're going to keep like one thing, like veterans, but they're going to be like, they're in a lore, they're going to be really cool, but on the table they're going to be incredibly overpriced. Don't do what, incredibly overpriced, maybe gets a lot of tax, but the tax won't be that good, you know, that stuff. Yeah. But Reavers I think might be the replacements for combat, like assault squads. And then we're probably gonna see basically a replacement for everything except maybe we're probably gonna just see a replacement for everything. We're probably gonna see more dreadnoughts, more tanks, a Land Raider version, which will be a big Land Raider, Rhino version, and then Predator version. Kind of hope we get like actual anti-tank and not like and not like, you know, kind of hope we're gonna get like versions of Predators that aren't just tons of shots, you know. I feel like Primaris is what you bring to take anti-infantry, and then you remember how blasters, and you're like, they also have anti-tank that counts as anti-infantry. I'm sorry if you're gonna say that I'm currently not holding in my hand a model that is both anti-infantry and anti-tank. You're wrong. I've taken these guys through my opponent, through between my opponent's turn and my turn, taking out about maybe like, it was 30 Storm Boys. 30 Storm Boys with purely these and a couple of bolter shots, you know. These things are strong when you put in mobs, because they're 2 attacks apiece with an ancient. You know, 2 attacks apiece. I put them in front of a ton of things, except maybe a knight alone, and they've come out and blown up a lot of things. Let me just check how long I've been. Oh my gosh. Well, that's gonna actually be this for this video, because it was like 30 minutes. I haven't even gotten a model done, but I've talked half of it. But yeah, I'm also trying to get some Skitarii. I have a Doom Crawler, 3 units of troops, 2 Dominus, 1 Engine Seer. So that's that. I run Death Watch, Space Marines, run my own chapter called the 61st Iron Legion. And they aren't really a successor chapter of anyone, and they kind of always get reinforcements from most. They kind of also are willingly pick up anyone they find who's willing to join them, so they can swap chapter tactics easy. But yeah, so. And I also got my rusty. I think I called it the 33rd Rusty Forge World. I think it's the 33rd Rusty Battalion. It's the 33rd Rusty Battalion, which is the the Forge World dogma. They are Mars / Styges. So yeah, yeah, but I like this. So yeah, that is it for today. Bye.